Hi. Hi, guys. This is Allison from AllyKat Creations. How are you? Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you have yet to do so. And if you get anything from my work, a connectathon, an epiphany, a mind explosion, a new book to read, a new author to explore, artwork to create, please consider supporting my work. After the live, all the links will be listed at the bottom of the description. AllyKatCreations211.com is where you can see my art portfolio. I hope that this 3-day weekend I get to update the thing. But go check me out there. All my work is there. And if you're interested in anything, please email me. 3D memberships is another way to support this channel and myself. You guys get oracle card reading once a week, a nice long lengthy one. And you also get entries into my raffles, which I'm gonna probably have to skip this month's raffle. Unfortunately, I'm backed on bills and shipping is really expensive right now. So, yeah. Hi, everybody. Hi, Scott. Hi, Ashmaya. Hi, Mickey. Hi, Charlene. Hi, guys. So excited. Thank you guys for showing up and coming here. Um, sorry I'm a little late. Little Thor was hissing through my window that I had opened. I gave him some dry food and some tuna upstairs right before the live. So I was doing one of those. Hi, Sparky. Hi, Barbara. So I have my window open down here to get some light and some fresh air. He was meowing. I ran upstairs, fed him, and ran back down here. And then him and Freya were kind of boxing, so I had to close the window just a tad so that both of them don't either jump out or jump in. Still under the weather. Hi, everybody. Hi, beautiful souls. Oh boy. Um, energies. Let's just go. Let's tackle there first. I don't want to be coughing on camera, but it is what it is. If I got to do other things, I will I will just, I'll leave everything on. Hi, Leo. How are you? The kids, the kiddos. Oh, Ash Maya, I'm sorry. Little Thor's been coming in the morning. I just like early in the morning when I wake up, and now that I'm not cat sitting, he still isn't coming. He comes like way after I leave because I know when I come back home, what I leave out for him is pretty much consumed. Um, I need to hit up the store this weekend. I did get paid today, but like my bills have been backed up, so I owe a lot of money. But I'm going to make sure I get more cat food and tuna I got the other day. Someone sent me a gift card and I was able to get it on sale, so the tuna came today. But that little stinker butt was right there. My window is right there, and he was hanging out, and I gave him some tuna because I didn't do it this morning. I hope he's safe too, Ash Maya. Hi, Energy. Hello, Energy, my old friend. Holy crap, it's happening again. We are spiking in the red and white, a little yellow, and feeling so bright. Holy crap. It's purging more. Can we endure? We must go into the silence. I'm gonna close my video, not my video, my audio. Hi. Hi, Star. The Star. Sorry, the Star. Hi. Hi. My name is Allison. How are you? Energy is batshit banana nuts. And let me tell you, some of the kids felt this today. Um, we had a fourth grader, my buddy, my personal buddy from last year, had a tantrum and he was brought to my room today because he couldn't handle life. A lot of kids today were having a hard time energetically. So can you only equate us humans having this? Also, more than normies are waking up. My para that I work with, she goes, Allison, I have a question. I feel like a tuning fork, like I'm getting noises in my ear. Is that normal? Yes, it is. Oh, like I'm affecting your field. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful child of God. She's 22 years younger than me. She's a kid in my eyes. And she's a beautiful soul. Very, 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 very Bible belt, very, very Bible-y, which is fine. And I respect boundaries and stuff. But she was like asking me about the and I'm like, yeah, that makes me happy. So no matter, I'm in this position in my life where I'm like, okay, everything is telling me doors are opening. The doors on the bus go open and hopefully stay open. Nothing is open. The bus driver did not open the door for me to life. I don't know what I am not doing to collapse the wave function and keep my cohesion and my frequency in the wavelength where I need to collapse this shit into reality and materialize for me. I don't know. I don't know. A lot of things should have been already started to happen and it ain't. And I'm like, okay, how much patience does an Aries give? And I know YouTube and the internet has been wonky doodle, and that's spirit, but that's not only just spirit testing me, that's a lot. Hi, Bob. Bob, you would be very proud. I have to take a picture of what's in my front yard. So yes, that's tobacco, folks. Energy, hi, hi, hi. We're still in it. We're still in it. We're in a chicken dinner winner. Chicken. We're in it for the chicken. Chicken. There goes chicken. Yeah, chicken winter dinner. We're still vibing right now. So if you're exhausted, if you're getting the toning in your ears, if you're feeling off, I'm purging in another way. Like this is allergy purge, but this is also purge. Um, we're at 7.55. They updated this website. app thingy doodle, frequencies are still high and they're going to fluctuate. I just took a ton of supplements, by the way. Let's hope they start working. Because I have to hit up the store. I did not tell Maureen to get me Dayquil. I'm sure he would have. Um, Dayquil wore off. But I've been taking the zinc, all my other stuff, but I have been taking black seed oil and oregano oil, which it does a number on my tummy. Let's look at the Italian. That looks like some Gothic background in Germany in some like town with churches and Gothic cathedrals. Hi, Wendy. Um, I'm getting more sleep because I'm not having to wake up at 4:30 in the morning to then run to JQ headquarters to feed kitties. I love his cats, but it's a big job because you got to do it twice a day. And I love them to death. They were gone a little longer than I thought. They told me one thing and then another happened. Either way, I love them and um I don't have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning anymore. I get up at 5. That half hour really does make a difference. And sometimes I'll set my alarm clock to 5:15. Um, but like just started to work again. For those of you who are new, I do work with autistic children and I'm working with the 3, 4, and 5-year olds. And most of them are 3, and most of them don't speak, and most of them are whippersnappers. They're adorable, but they are exhausting. And so by the time I'm done with my day, all I want to do is like put my feet up and like breathe. And it's kind of hard to do that. Oh, Mickey. Oh, I love kittens. I love kittens. I love cats. I love them all. I like dogs too. I thought it would be selfish of me to get a dog and never be home. I think it's very selfish of a human being to leave a dog home all day. Cats are very independent. Like Freya and I cuddle. I play with Freya in the morning before I leave for work. When I feed her, I go and play with her for like a few minutes. When I get home, she's always on top of me and we're having fun. So she gets her time, but like then she does her thing. She does not want to do that all day long. Dogs need people. They need people. And I'm not home all the time. And like if I go to Marine's house or even out, I'm out for hours, overnights. I'm out. And what do you do? The dog has to be walked. So yeah, I'm a cat person, but I like dogs too. But the my immune system is like 5-fold things, and I think a lot of you are doing and going through the same thing. I got the sign, it's here this time. Usually my sinus infections are more up here, like in the crown chakra. Hi, baby Luigi, in crown chakra land, where up here hurts, I get a little bit of headaches and pressure. Like I don't even have any pressure up here. It's here. and then my jaw. And it's clear. I did have a little like color to it a couple of days ago, but I've been doing some tea. I've been doing flushes. I had to break down and take Dayquil for work purposes because going cough, cough, cough down the hallway is not okay either. And then I'm projectiling mucus. It's gross. But it's I think a few things. It's not just allergy season for up northwest, just the north in general, United States area. Uh, we also have it today. It's delicious outside right now. I got the window open, little Thor was chilling out, but it's also this upgrading. You're purging. And ascension symptoms does not necessarily mean that you're not sick. It just means that your body is taking a pause and it needs to get the shit out of it, you know? I'm all mucus. All mucus. I thought I was going to lose my voice because once a year I normally do lose my voice. You guys remember I was doing sign language with that. But the season is definitely coming to a change. Normally in August, I don't know, I New York weather is a hit or a miss than from up here. And I'm not that far off latitudinally from New York, but I'm a little further up. It was 53 degrees today. I was happy in my hoodie. It was great. But my building also has some mold and some musky stuff. I had to open the window to let that in, the air, fresh air, and things to flow out. Have Well, thank you for showing up, Mickey. We miss you so much, but I'm glad you're working. I need another job. I need a lot of things. I need a door to open for God's sakes. Hi, God. Hi, self. Hi, yourself. Open a door, please. Yes, have a wonderful evening, Mickey. My mom, my adopted mom, broke her shoulder in four spots. And it required a lot of reconstructive surgery. PT did jack shit for her. But then my mother really was a stubborn lady and did not really want to do the stuff, the homework at home. Little thought he took off. Oh, that kind of stinky. Yeah, I don't, you see, and that's where the cold, like the flu and cold season starts happening because like it's like fucking winter early in the morning and then it becomes fall in the early morning. So like 4 to 6 a.m., it's like brisk cold. You need hoodies or at least a jacket. And then you go from like 6, 8 to 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and it's still chilly, but it's getting a little bit warmer. And then by like midday, you're in like you bypass spring, you're in summer. And then at maybe around like 6, 7 o'clock, it starts going back down. Your immune system is like, hi, yo yo, woo woo, wee woo, wee woo. I mean, I like the crisp. That's why I like living up here. Everybody's like, oh, the snow. I like the cold. I like cold. I just don't have the vehicle. That's why I complain. I don't have the vehicle for the snow. If I had the vehicle, I wouldn't complain. It would be great. It does stink because I don't know how to, I never know how to dress for work, even though my building has air conditioning and heating. Not all the time is that on because they could serve energy overnight. So like as soon as I get into the building, it's a hit or a miss of like how the atmosphere in the school is. And yes, I am able to open windows, which I never in my life had that option. So it's nice to have that here in Indiana. You can open the window up and get some fresh air. But at the same time, if the air conditioning is on, you can't open the window. But today we had no choice because of the smell. We have, something is leaking. I don't know what is going on, but there is mold, and that I'm allergic to. So it kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I'm used to it. I'm trying to find locally sourced raw honey to drink with my tea and get more of the allergens because I'm still new. Even though it's 3 years in January, I'm still new out here. So my body has to build an immunity to the allergens that are out here. There is different stuff here than in New York. It is pretty to look at. I don't mind the snow. I mind driving in it, but I'm okay like playing in it. I got a snowblower. Um, but this is something I wanted to bring up because this blew my mind the other day. Yesterday, my dad, my adoptive dad, passed away 20 years. 20 years. And in what fucking reality does that make sense to my brain? It does not make sense to my brain. And even my mom, she's passed in 2017. In 2 years, it's going to be 10 years. I can't comprehend that. It doesn't compute up here. I mean, the fact of the matter is, yes, there is no death. It's only transcension. Yes, my dad's always, and my mom came through me. No, it's just the fact that the time feels very off for those things. And I wanted to know if anybody else has felt that. I can't believe it's 20 years that my dad physically transcended. I don't believe it. I can't believe it. It mind warps my brain. How that's even a thing. How I've lasted without a dad for that long, 20 years without male figure guidance. And yes, I have a biological dad. Don't really speak to him. I think that's a good thing. No offense, Dad. Yeah, Ash, it's boggling my brain. My dad passed away 20 years yesterday. And his passing is like fresh in my brain as if it happened yesterday. I was a lifeguard working at a pool, getting the call, hey, your dad's going into the emergency room. Please get here. I called my boss. Someone was there to relieve me. I left and got home and went off to, and 10 days later, the night before, holding his hands, he woke up out of a coma that no one knows how he woke up, cried his brains out. We cried. I told him to go home, and then 9 o'clock in the morning got the phone call. It blows your mind how that is etched in my brain like it happened yesterday. It's really bizarre now sitting back at 20 years going, what timeline did that happen on? Where did I jump to that I don't feel that it's been 20 years? It doesn't feel like it's been that long. It's crazy. And I think when you lose your parents at a younger age, like I was only 22 when my dad died. I'm 42. That's bananas. It doesn't feel like it at all. And I know my dad's with me all the time. It warps your brain. Like my mother, 8 years. It doesn't feel like it. Felt like it happened 2 weeks ago. It doesn't compute in the brain. But I wanted to ask you guys if any of you, I know a lot of you are way older than me, but like, have you felt that time distortion? It feels like a real time distortion. It doesn't feel like, yes, they're gone, and I know that they've been gone. I don't know how I've survived thus since without them, but I managed. Deplorable, that is very interesting. My parents' wedding anniversary was the day before I was born. Their April 15th is their wedding anniversary, and I was born April 16th. You see, I don't necessarily find it hard in terms of like, yeah, they're gone, and but I know they're here energetically. I knew that since they passed over and transcended. It's just the concept of like the physical stuff. But then like all the timelines, because this is where my brain goes at like 4 in the morning, thinking about this. Sorry, I gotta move my piece over to the side. Um, oh, that's bananas. See, I just take a birthday as another day. I mean, for me, my birthday's wonky because I'm adopted. So the identity, the trauma that I was never held, that I was just given to strangers, I obviously was taken care of because I'm here. But that wasn't without a lot of issues growing up and a lot of things that I did have medically wrong with me as a baby. I'm here. I just think it's weird that we all talk about timelines and jumping and the merging and the stair stepping to ascension, and yet someone's passing over is in a stuck in a time dilation, and it doesn't feel like, for me at least, it feels weird that it's 20 years. It doesn't feel that way. So where am I jumping in time lineage to make me feel that it's like a feeling? Sparky, you're cute. So Wendy, I don't want you to you're gonna think the way you're gonna think, and I don't wanna I want you to think of the word lost. I didn't lose my dad. I didn't lose my mother. They're with me right now. I don't want I want you guys to recapitulate the idea of transcension. I think that that's the one program that it's not, that's probably one of the hardest programs to like shake loose because you really are physically it's not necessary you didn't lose it because you still have it in another way, but when someone transcends and they're physically not here anymore, that still stings, but we didn't lose them energetically. They're still here. And that I want people to really understand. It's not an easy on it's not easy. Um, Thankfully for me, I knew because I could see the other side that they're always with me. They're here. They're literally a thought away. A fractal of them can come to you at any moment in time that you're thinking of them, and they're here. That's the thing when it comes to like me that like breaks my heart, and that's something that I had to reconcile with myself, Ashmaya, that my parents never got to have a grandchild that they really both wanted. They wanted my dad really wanted me to have a kid because he wanted to take his grandchild to a baseball game or to a sporting event. My dad was bananas when it comes to sports. My mom wanted to give me away so bad. It was more on the obsessive side, and it ruined a lot of my relationships back in that time frame. But she also never got to walk me down the aisle. My dad never got to walk me down the aisle. My parents never got to see their grandkids. Not that I'm having any kids, I am not. But it's just those things that every parent looks forward to in life. The milestones, the big events. You, I don't know about you guys, but I know if I had a family, like I would want to know that I could be a grandma one day. Obviously, I'm not, and I'm okay with that. It took me a long time to reconcile those things within myself and say, well, no one found me worthy of having a kid with them. Divine timing or orchestration, I wasn't meant to have kids. But my parents at that time, when I was growing up, that's all they were like projecting onto me. And it does suck if I were to ever do get married. Like I'd rather walk down the aisle or whatever I choose to do by myself. And no offense to my biological dad, but you weren't there and never showed up for me, even in the now moment. Okay, good. Our parents are part of our soul tribe. They show up, we show up in so many different facets in each other's journey through the eons that we have lived. This is just one blip in consciousness that we're all living. Absolutely, absolutely, Renee. Absolutely. And I just said your name because my mom was like, uh-huh. She confirms that, you know, my mom, she does give me some messages here and there, and she's like, look, It would have been nice to walk you down the aisle and give you the wedding that I envisioned you to have, because that's something you deserve. It didn't happen, but that's okay. Don't think that you failed in society's norms, because that's not the life that you signed up for. You signed up for a very spiritual, save humanity, and that does not really include all this extra fun stuff that humans get to experience. But she's like, don't always say never is going to happen, because it may. You never know. But those are the things while she was alive that she pressed, because she really wanted me to be okay. And I turned out fine. I'm laughing vicariously. Bob, don't think I didn't think about that Powerball as well. And don't think you weren't in my thoughts when that Powerball came out. There's a bunch of people I know that if I won, there's so many people I would be helping out right now. Like my paycheck, it's gone. I didn't even think I was getting paid this month. But I mean it's close enough to September anyway. But yay, it was a joke. Uh it is something. I I bills are already paid. Yay. Um I can't I'm trying not to freak out over things I can't control. And I can't control the abundance that doesn't want to let loose in my life. The doors on the bus that don't open for me. This is not your bus, honey. You're not on this bus. You're on some other bus. You gotta wait. Listen, if I won that kind of money, everybody I know that would be taken care of in some form or fashion. I you you couldn't spend $900 million. I mean, I'm sure the billionaires could in a snap, but no. A person that has a good heart, that has well means to do for humanity, will use that wisely, and that's giving back to the people that have given to them. And that's giving to people that could use the help. And it's not to inflate an ego, it's to put somebody back on their feet. Now, if you're going out vicariously buying Maseratis and a mansion, why do you need a mansion? You don't. That's just more shit that you have to clean. But to be able to know that you can do and go and see the world and have your bills paid, and you don't ever have to worry for the rest of your life, it's a beautiful feeling that not many people in this world will ever see. And that's a pity. I got paid. Bye. Bye, Felicia. Bye, Felicia. Um, Thankfully, I have just a small, and it's because some people have been helping me. I have a smidgen to go. I can actually do some food shopping. Not much. I have to do the sales, but I am capable of getting some groceries for myself, because unfortunately, eating at work isn't a thing anymore. Like last year, I had kids that we had to provide lunch for, but did not eat, so I ate their food. This year, I don't have as many kids. We will be getting more during the year, but starting off, my mornings are jam-packed with kids, a lot of them, and I don't like the breakfasts. It's like muffins and junk. The afternoon, the lunch, I have one, two, or three kids. That's it, and it's not a lot. It's not like last year I had a whole pack of both morning and afternoon kids. So it's sketchy if I eat. So I just it's just being comfortable. I don't like extravagant things because they eventually wear out and break. I like practicality. I like just abstaining, being content and happy. I'm a simple person. You know where my money would go? Art supplies. That's really where it would go. Freya, Little Thor, and art supplies. That would be like extremely exciting. But if it doesn't, I don't know when the Powerball is being drawn, but if it's not, if there's no winners tonight, I'm definitely gonna go get a ticket tomorrow. Be lady, I am with you with the old lady home, the old people homes. My mom went to a rehab in it. They had like a home and then the rehab facility nursing home. My mom was put in one of those. I'm with you on that. 100%. 100%. What I would like to see is more inclusive stuff in schools for children with the spectrum. Because it's not even for it's for all kids. It's not just for spectrum kids. All kids need certain things that schools don't provide. Be Mr. Bob. Thin mints are the shit. I like thin mints. I haven't had Girl Scout cookies in forever though. Those sound delicious. But yeah, it, and this is what and when it comes to the beautiful things that everybody was talking about a few years ago about the RV and coming up with humanitarian projects to help save humanity, right? That was like the purpose of the RV was getting other people's currency and then going and doing humanitarian acts. Obviously, a lot of us didn't have the money to get dongs and Zims and all of that stuff. But the ideas that people have for those projects, why don't sit on that shit? Don't sit because look how many years it's been taken for anything to even, oh, this shit's happening. Oh, this shit's happening. Oh, this shit's happening. Is it? My credit card bills are still owed. My property tax is very effing behind. That's now the one thing that is giving me a lot of anxiety is that because the property tax pays into the town. I get it. We're taxed on everything. But if you don't play by the rules, they will take your shit. And then you're having to get a constitutional lawyer and pay money that you don't have to get your shit back. Why? boggles my mind. I'm looking to see if Little Thor came back. And then my next door neighbor told me there was a striped tabby cat that's been seen. So there might be two babies. Two babies. Two babies. I don't like playing the system. I don't. I don't want to be in the system. Most of us are here to break that. We're here to break the matrix. We're here vibrationally to rewrite it. We're here literally in frequency to break the system energetically. I'm not going to go out with a rifle I don't have just yet. Wink, wink, nod, nod. I want my M4. I don't have the power to go out and to save humanity like that. That's not my role. Many of you, it's the same thing. We all signed up for being energetic help. And how do you do that? I'm sitting in a classroom and the person that is 22 years younger than me is getting upgrades. She's upgrading and I'm explaining it to her in a very respectful way because she's very in the Bible. And I'm like, but no, you're getting the Christ consciousness upgrades. Christ is a frequency, it's an energy, it's huge. And you're getting upgraded. You're moving on up, girlfriend. It's beautiful. I'm like, all the kids, they're telepathic. It's just finding and tuning into which frequency they're tuning into because they're all different. Yeah, we are breaking the system. I'm just sick and tired of these people giving you hopium. I'm not saying that it's not going to happen. I honestly do know it's going to happen. When you go to Walmart, some states don't have Walmart. I know New York don't. But when you go to these places, when you're going and doing self-checkout, because sometimes you don't have a choice, the machine says notes, not currency, not bills, the where you feed your money in. Back in the day, it said bills, dollar bills, or the money sign. Now it says notes. So we know that things are going to eventually change because who the hell calls their money notes? That's a change. So we know the change is incoming. It's just a matter of when. The homeless people, that situation, there's a lot of because I've dealt with getting off a bus and literally having mental ill homeless try to attack me. I've had beautiful angels as homeless people that were just delightful to deal with. We all have a contract, and fortunately, these people choose their lifestyles. And everything that we put ourselves in our contract, in soul contract, we are supposed to, with free will, make the choices to overcome those adversities. Sometimes it's a lot harder than it seems, because if you don't have the other angels, come in and give you some guidance if you're lost. Like I'm still in this flux of, okay, how do I make what I'm doing profitable in terms of I don't need $1 million. I don't need six figures. I just need to be able to feed myself and pay my bills. What job can I physically do? Because I like working. I like to keep busy. What can I do that I'm not killing myself and earn shit and be successful at? What could I do? And I still don't know that yet. Maureen says hi. I don't know if he'll come and pop in the chat. Oh, also on Tuesday, because he worked a lot later into the day than projected. He was supposed to help bring me an extender to the Wi-Fi because of what happened on Tuesday with four different lives, and I had to delete two because they didn't make any sense to keep them up. And, you know, we have a half hour and then it crashed. And then I have the rest on another live. So yeah, the live on Tuesday, Craft and Sip, was a two-parter because Zoom and YouTube crashed. My internet was shit. I don't know if that was a solar storm, gremlins, the portals behind me, the dragons. YouTube is being weird too. My membership counts keep going up, the subscriber counts keep going up, the view counts keep shifting every day I look at it. So I don't even give a shit. But scam calls. He might get offended at that, Bob. I'm gonna type that to him. I see, here's the thing. I enjoy doing this a lot. This is my happy space. Makes me happy. I decompress here. I calm my vibes here. I'm with me. This is happy. And I could not let yeah, on Tuesday, I could not let I was exhausted, purely exhausted. I totally wanted to sleep. But I did not do a video on Wednesday because Marine did show up with his John Deere tractor and his lawn equipment and helped me get my jungle dejungled. And it was great. Yeah. And we went to so Wednesday after he we did the lawn, he got hungry and I took him to Mission Barbecue Mission Barbecue here is has all these like challenge coins and like the military extravaganza of like everything is military in that place. It's amazing. And I got my 9/11 cup. And it was just he was like really overwhelmed and it was great. And he knows what it means, Bob. But Bob, he's a Purple Heart recipient. And I'll just leave it there. He doesn't like to gloat over that, but I have very much of a big pride thing when it comes to the military. And every vet that's alive, no matter what you got medal wise, should be proud of your service. I have a ton of friends that have served and very humble about their service and the things that they have endured. And he doesn't take enough credit where it's due. I'm like, you should whip out your veteran stuff and get your free shit. And the same thing with his Purple Heart. That's huge. And that's something you don't overlook. And I don't do that. And I don't like to blow up his, that's his thing and I don't it's not mine. But um no, you served your fucking country, dude, and you got hurt and you did a lot for saving other friend, your members of your battalion. Are you kidding me? No. So there's reasons why Leatherneck might not be I'm sure he knows. He's doing his lawn today with his little with his stuff. Um Hang on. Here's little Thor at the window down here. Yes, I do. He does have a veteran plate. He does not have his medals on there, his recipients. Um, and that's what I try to explain to him. I'm like, if you can get a discount somewhere, I don't care how much money you rack in from wherever, whatever else you do in your life. You have served your country, whether that be under the what all of us know. But in the moment when you sign up, you're doing your orders. You don't get a say in what you do. You just do what they tell you to do. And you can't put these guys at or women at fault for that nonsense. That doesn't come from them. It comes from the top down. And what he was put through was and Bob, I'm sure as well. Mm, mm, it pisses me the fuck off. And I'm sure he really doesn't even know either what the hell this country has done behind the scenes. But you guys should be getting what you deserve. I'm sorry. That's just me. That's my patriot pride. I'm very prideful when it comes to our country. And you should be getting your discounts. I don't care if it's a penny off of something. Fucking take it. You deserve it. Holy crap. Off my bandwagon. I'm like, no, and seriously, veterans should not be homeless. No, I don't care how you served. No. Yes, it's the neck. Yes. He says, Bob, you're not wrong. Charlene, absolutely. But at what cost? They didn't know at the time. They're just receiving their orders and they're doing and executing what they were told to do. You don't question that stuff. And I'm sure a, a person with a sound mind would be questioning some of the things that they had to carry out, but you never know a bigger cause or another expanded reason for it. You don't know until it's done. And years later, I mean, look at the USS Liberty. They still have yet to this day got their justice. To this day, that blows my fucking brains. It does. And it's not a conspiracy theory. Like, there's men alive that could tell you, yeah, no, we got bombed from Israel. Like, sorry, but not sorry. These are facts. We were there. There's pictures and evidence of the shit. Come on. There's so much. And that's what screws with these guys' heads and these women that are serving in the military. They're only doing what they're told. That's their job. They took an oath. They're sacrificing their life. They go out and they do these missions unbeknownst to them if it's nefarious or not. They're doing what they're told. We're lucky to have the biggest, strongest military in the world for now until the next layer of shit unravels. Oh, yeah, we were helped by the aliens. Yes. Yes, be lady. And I highly respect every one of my friends, Marine included, for their service. I was not able to get into the military based on my RA diagnosis. I was only 22. And I already at that point had stuff wrong that I could not enlist myself. I would have enlisted. And the doctors, yeah, absolutely. One of my best friends. I grew up, like, not grew up, but went to high school with, and we got really close. Was in the pack of 60 friends that I had. She was the angel that gave me more time with my mother. She's indoctrinated to an extent, and I know that. But when it comes to trauma and it comes to a heart attack, a stroke, it comes to uh respiratory issues, if you got into a car accident, they're putting you back together. Something happens there, you go to the hospital. It's the other types of doctors that you go in and everybody's like, why aren't you on antibiotics? Well, I don't want to become antibiotic resistant because this happens all year round. Sorry, I don't feel like getting MRSA because my body is too on antibiotics all the time. I'd rather be holistic and take stuff that takes a little while for it to kick in, but at least it's naturally getting it out of me, you know? Yeah, did the doctors fuck my mother up? Yeah, big time. But the emergency room helped her. My best friend was the angel that gave her more time. It- you also have your intuition. If you walk into a doctor's office and are not vibing with the doctor, you get your ass up and hightail it out of there. Hi, Ann. I've been taking I don't take it every day all the time. Hi, D Rambo. Um, I've been on oil of oregano and black seed oil the last month to detox the allergies and whatever else is going on inside of me. But I go off of that once I feel better. I continuously always take castor oil. Right. You go to the doctor, you have to heart align with the doctor. Every one of my doctors, besides two that I've ever been to, always gave me a holistic approach first because they knew that's what I wanted to try first. If it didn't work, then I had the choice of going on medication. And at a young age, I tried holistically to be on a holistic diet and to detox my body. It didn't work for my RA. I went on biologics. And when that didn't work, I went off of it and I have been functioning since. Yeah, sure, I get a back pain. Sure, my hands do swell up. There are days that sometimes I really can't get out of bed, but that's rare now. Yes. Hi, guys. Thank you for showing up and coming. Schumann check-in. So I'm doing energy check-ins because here we are. Let me just zoom this out a little bit. We've been kind of quiet, kind of chillax, kind of chillax. And here we are in a spike. Huge one, big, major one, big, high, spiky, 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 spike. This is big. I could still do a cartwheel. Hi, Catherine. How are you, sweetheart? And the frequencies just shifted down to 7.34. As he's doing his lawn, he's texting me. So, mind you, I'm pausing here. Hi, everybody. My eyesight just went blurry. Hi. Sorry. Did my eyes shift? I don't think so. A little bit. I'm catching up in the chat, guys. Catching up in the chats. Oh, there was some stuff I wanted to read. Hang on. So Little Thor was in the window right before I went live. That was bananas. Hi, El Sunray. Do I have this? Is my live? So all of you watching, is everything smooth on the live? Because I have not been paying attention to um Facebook, YouTube-ish. Yeah, the nursing, I messed up. Catherine, you can curse here. Yeah, I do it all the time. Um, what did I do for my knees have always been messed up. Mm. Does it work fabulous? I have to try that. A little glitchy, but all good. Okay. We're gonna try. I'm gonna try something. That's why I'm asking before I want to share my screen, but I'm a little like, mm, mm. Okay, let's try this. Okay, I got it on there. Hang on. Hang on. We're gonna try this. Illusion of good and bad. Oh, we'll get into this, D. Rambo, after. When you look for the good, you'll find it. When you look for the bad, you will find it. It's not a question of whether something is good or bad, depending on your perspective and needs at the time. It can be either. More effective questions are, does this align me more with my divinity? Does this connect me more with my heart or less? Does this inspire me to be alive as who I really am or not? Is this in alignment with the life I want to live or not? Let your own divinity be your North Star. Don't worry about if it matches what someone else says it should be. You are not meant to be them. You're meant to be you. Trust your heart's wisdom. It knows what is best for you. Oh, he's driving his mower, I think. I don't know if he's even on it, but I know he's out there. So this is an illusion of good and bad, and I really like that. I saw that this morning, and I'm like, I gotta share clickies. Because I keep telling everybody it's a perception. It's perception, and it's contractual. We're all the devil in someone's story. The devil is still God, and it's a lesson, teaching, learning that we're distributing to humanity. So it's a perception of something. A crackhead could smoke crack We know it's bad, but they might think it's the best thing since sliced bread with toast on top. You know, for anybody that is not on my Facebook, there's more I'm going to read. I went into how my dad's been passed away for 20 years, and I can't believe it. This is like the most shittiest face I can make, but it's funny as shit. There's Marine in the background on his little John Deere. Hi, Eric. How are you? So, D Rambo, on Tuesday I did a craft and sip, and my connection was so bad that it dropped and it crashed Zoom, YouTube, internet, all three at one shot. It was bad. So thank you to everybody that was here on Tuesday that like survived that insanity. Um, that was bananas. Aw. Yay. Um, am I sharing now? Okay. Someone we have a lovely patriot named Deborah who is driving through and she's like, I'm so close yet so far. For me, JQ and Dina, she's going to her daughter's house in Ohio, and she's like, "I'm so close, but I can't stop." It's okay. It's okay. So I still have a lot of branches in my yard, Marine, if you're listening, that need to be help me condense them down. I'm going to share this because Renee said something very brilliant just a second ago, and I want to share. Your purpose isn't to gain the approval of the world, but but to be a light in it. Hi, Dark Chosen Ones. It's true. It's true. If we're looking at quantum systems, we're looking at wavelengths, frequency, ontological mathematics, we're looking at our toroidal field, our electromagnetic field. Everybody that you come into contact with is in your field. You can't avoid it. And I don't care about the 6 feet safe, 6 foot danger, Mr. Brewer. It doesn't matter. If you are a high vibrational, high voltage, high frequency being, your field of electromagnetism is hitting other people regardless of how far away or how close someone is to you. You're hitting them. Your consciousness, your truth, your vibrations are actually helping others vibrate and raise higher. Upstairs, upstairs says, don't just think this is upstairs talking. I don't know who, but someone up there is talking to me. Don't just think it's the Schumann resonance and Gaia and the galactics helping you upgrade. You are the conduit to other people's awakening. You, you, you. Pinky, you are the frequency helping other people upgrade. You take credit. Yeah, we have our bad days, and that's okay. But still, your frequency, your wavelength, your bandwidth that is emitting out of your heart, transmitting, whether you are aware of it or not, is helping other people upgrade, get their downloads, get their epiphanies and their aha moments. You are doing it. You're helping. That's why you're here. Please take that into consideration. It's not just something outside of you, like Gaia, like the galactics, like the angels, the sun, the solar, the this, the that. It's you. You are an electromagnetic conducting amazement that is spreading out like a Tesla coil all your energy. And you're helping everybody else around you shift, whether you are aware of it or not. And most people who have been slumbering, if they're meant to be awake, they're waking up. It's a beautiful thing to acknowledge and to actually absorb in your knowing. Take it inside of you that you're doing it too. It's not just outside of you. Your frequency is shifting everybody that you come into contact with. Oh, that's awesome. Yes. And for all of us, whether it doesn't matter, and this is upstairs also saying it through me. It does, you don't, I'm here. This is my mission. My parents are here now too, because I'm gonna well up. Your mission is to be and to be the best version of you. You don't need to be perfect. There is no such thing in third dimension, three density, 3D. There's no perfection here. The perfection is you becoming a righteous human being and doing good work. We're walking Christ consciousness path, whether you want to acknowledge that or not. You could be the Buddha. Blavatsky covered that last night. I did a Blavatsky reading. Profound shit came out of her damn shit, even though there was some stuff I kind of contested there a little bit with. Still, no matter what religion can help someone find God within. God's within. God is omnipotent and omnipresent. How is that possible if God is not within? Every one of us is the ripple. The more of us who drop our ripples in that clear lake that's just gorgeous, reflecting back the inversion, if we can drop that ripple and change the freaking landscape, we're getting there. We're getting there. If you think a flash of light is going to change everything like this, you're up for a real rude awakening. And it's not to say to have hopium in that we want change, we want good things for people. It takes time, energetically, for everybody to have that Peter Pan moment to go, oh, fairy dust. Now I have to think of a happy thought, but it's not just thinking a happy thought, it's holding the thought in cohesion with your field. That chick that talks about the AI that you can walk through walls and do all this crap, you can. Not yet, because you're still purging your old identity, your old personality, all the masks and layers of your ego that need to continuously be shed. It's not time yet. It is not time yet. And it's not because I don't want it to be here for us. I absolutely do. I'm exhausted. I'm tired. My soul is old. It's ancient. It's tired. It wants to be in the light. Many of us are like, when is it gonna end? Like, let's go. Take me. E.T., phone home. Phone home, E.T. Oh my God, that is so Pennsylvanian language. I love it. Hoagies. Hoagies. I love it. Nice old Marine. I'm like, dude, I'm like a guy in that respect. I spit. I do human functions. I am not hiding that crap because you get sick if you do. I feel ancient. Ancient. And when I was talking earlier about my dad being passed away for 20 years and how it doesn't feel like it really does not feel like it's been 20 years. It does not at all feel that way. And it's a really weird feeling. And I'm like trying to pluck and pick out, yeah, like my dad physically has passed away 20 years ago. My dad's always with me. The concept of time dilations and time merging and timeline leaping and quantum leaping into different vibrations and frequency rates, could that be the reason why I don't feel it's been 20 years? I like to go deeper into the understanding of why I feel the way that I do. I analyze it, I break it down. Could it be because we have shifted so many times in the last couple of years? Like I was born before the harmonic convergence, but I was still very much a baby when that happened. So my perception of the harmonic convergence was different from other people. Like many of you, you guys are a lot older than me, but even 21, 2001, 2011, 2010, 2012, even up until now recently, we have shifted a whole fuck ton. My dad died in 2005. Holy crap. My birth mother is gone more than 20 years. What the fuck? Mind blown. Mind blown. Mind is blown. To just take that concept of someone transcending this plane of existence, raising up to another dimensional space that you can't tangibly see. We feel, I know my parents are always with me. Like sometimes you guys see me well up. They're here. That's them. Hi, Lori's. And then at the same token, like, oh, it's been 20 years, but they're right here. It's weird. It's just weird. I what really blew my mind, Sparky, was when what really expanded my brain more so from growing up, seeing things and knowing a lot of the spiritual stuff and the galactic stuff was finding out that my house was on that Stargate because that changed. everything. My life flashed before, it was like I had my life review in the flesh. I was taken back in my brain to way before I even came into the body with my parents and my adoptive parents, and everybody is sitting around going, okay, like your job is to keep those fuckers back in your closet in the house that you will be in from your adoptive parents, but you got to be birthed by these people because they are carrying genetically the lines of Yeshua, and you need that in your DNA. Okay, so that happened, mind you. So that whole awareness of I had a job, I had a mission, I had a Stargate to hold frequency for. I'm the key to that Stargate. Like my life made sense after that. Seeing aliens, knowing I was abducted, knowing that I was able to see very horrible, not nice things, but being okay with it because somewhere inside of my intuition, I knew I was safe. And then understanding, like, oh, that's why no one saw what I was seeing. They don't have the abilities that I do. Oh, thank you. Um, I'm still sick. I'm under the weather still, kind of. I have a sinus infection. Um, I do have a sinus infection. I've been coughing my brains out. It's starting to come out, which is great. It's just annoying. So I do apologize for that. Hi, Debbie. How are you, sweetheart? Uh, it, it blows minds to think about some of the things that crossed my brain. It really does. And it's not even me, it's source, it's the angels, it's all of that. And I hope that more and more people start embodying the understanding of what they are. It's one thing to know that you're a fractal of source. But embodying it's next level to know that you are the angels, that you are the rishis, the ascended master. You're all of it. Embody it. But that would be schizophrenic still in 3D, right? I did not wear this shirt to work. It's inappropriate, FYI. Today was Purple Pirate Friday. I wore my Purple Pirate Pride shirt. I have a half a closet filled with my school's mascot. It's a pirate. Um, but I was not gonna wear that to my, I've done it before, but you know, tattoo Ed Hardy old school tattoos are cool. I used to tattoo, so I know, but I don't, and honestly, it's cool if it's Bob Joyce, but yeah, I'm exhausted in this vehicle. And, reflecting back on yesterday being my dad's 20-year not here transcension anniversary, um, it introspecting and reflecting back, and I know this is not an easy topic for somebody who just might have lost. I don't like to say lost, sorry. Let's rephrase this. Someone in their life that meant the world to them that transcended. I like transcension better because they're not lost. Nothing lost. They just moved on to a different plane of existence. That does not necessarily mean they're not here. They're here in spirit, in meaning energy. I want to reiterate that as we are shifting into 4 and 5D in those bandwidths, as we're collapsing better cohesion points for us to embody, we have to start defining our words and upgrading the words to really make it make sense. We didn't lose energy. Energy cannot be lost. It can be dispersed, it can decay, but you can't lose energy. And our loved ones that have transcended, they're here. They're just not in our purview. I could feel my parents all the time. But that's a little tiny fraction of them that's here. Because my dad yesterday, I'm sure he was golfing out in some 6 density golf course with probably El Sunray's dad. We're all in the same soul tribe. So my transcended dad is probably with many of your ancestors or family members, tribees, having fun up there. I'm sure my dad is like at a baseball game right now, if there is one playing, like just energetically hovering down. It's a cool concept. What's interesting, if you go into the Curtis books, two of the books that I've read from the Curtises, have an actual channeling from Lincoln, President Lincoln. And it's really interesting. I read one of the channelings on Jack Breaks Out ages ago, last March, I believe I was on his show. And he was a walk-in. His soul, Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln, his soul got tired. And one night swapped out with another soul. Still in his tribe. You don't, just because something enters you doesn't mean it wipes your memories out. It doesn't. It retains everything. It's another aspect of you that's walking in that can handle what's to come. My 3rd density soul that I was born with hightailed it out of there in 2017 and said, "You're not going to be able to handle your mother's passing. You're not going to be able to handle what is to come." 6.5 density soul, whoop, 3rd density soul out, 6 density, 6.5 density, high octave 6, came into this vehicle and said, "Okay, we're going to change the game. You're going to mature. It's going to take time. And you're going to be put through fucking hell." Here I am through hell. Still walking, galloping. I know my hair is a disaster of mass proportions. Um, Trying. The deja vu is very interesting, Ashmaya. 3 other people have actually mentioned deja vu within the last 5 days. Some of us are going back into our into a timeline that we've looped already in, and it's just the mirror reflecting and saying, "Did you really pass that test? And it feels like you already been there, done that, and now it's coming a little, I don't know for you, but for some people that describe it to me, their situations, I'm like, but it's something there, something a little different did happen, didn't it? It feels the same. It's as if you were already here in that moment in time, but something minute is out of place. And you're revisiting something to see if you really have healed it. And these are the initiative tests that many of us have been put through in the last few years, not just recently, few years. Have you really healed those relationships? Have you really healed your vibration to certain things? And you're only going to know that if you keep thinking about, have you looped already in this situation? So if you're being tested, like for me, I'll give personal experience. If I'm looping in a relationship, certain traits and qualities that keep coming up that I have yet to dispel, I'm being tested, but differently. It will be with someone else. It'll be with a new person. It will be in a similar situation, but different. And did I heal it? Yes. The loop, when you're conscious of it, when you feel that deja vu, you have to alchemize yourself in that moment when you acknowledge that you feel the deja vu. You have to stop and ask yourself, okay, what's different? It feels the same. I feel like I've been here before. I'm doing this again, but what is different? When you can figure out that difference, and it might be like you're in the same room or in a scenario with the same person or whatever it is that you feeling that deja vu in, it could be a crack in a window that was never there before. It could be the curtain shade. It could be the tree that wasn't there. What is different in your looping? Because I've had major deja vu, major in my life. And now that I'm more spiritually in the awareness and have more wisdom and more experience, I can actually sit here and go, okay, how do I spot the differences in those deja vu moments? I feel it. I know it's the same, but what do I have to do differently to loop out of that deja vu? And it's not to say deja vu is evil or good or bad. Nothing is good or bad. It's how you perceive the situation. But if you're looping in something, there has to be something that your soul needs you to pay attention to. A lot of people get deja vu with other people. I've had this with many friends that I've grown up with. I'm like, I know you from somewhere else. And we'll be doing something or having a conversation that already have taken place. You're also merging your other selves in this vehicle. So your other parallel selves on parallel Earth, who is a human, who is as cute as a button, that other self is merging in with this timeline. So you're kind of melding in you, but from other timelines. So if you did something in a loop in another time dilation in another parallel Earth, it's gonna repeat with your other self that now just came in. So it's not, it could be astro traveling as well, Lori's, but it's also your other selves merging in. So Brian Scott has his beautiful meditation about going to your highest timeline that you are already living that prosperity, that new job, that relationship, that whatever it is that you are aspiring to be, you're already living it. So, how do you collapse that version of you into this version of you? Think about it. Hi, Ivy. Oh, Ivy, what's going on, girlfriend? There's something else I wanted to show you guys, but I'm trying to see what's going on. Yes, Sparky. Hi, Mary. How are you? That's all good. I'm happy you dropped in. So, in Reconstructing Reality by Suzanne Lai, even if it's fiction, for me, it spoke reality. Your fifth dimensional self is on Venus and going into this pod, reliving your third dimensional life, but you are the guide to your own self. And you're going to the point of where the big major shift in change happens, where the timeline, the major shit that you choose in your timeline, if you do it out of fear or out of love. And in the book, your higher self, the guide that you're in, your fifth density self, comes down and goes, do it out of love. And that ripples the rest of the other lives to start choosing in because time is simultaneously happening. But when you consciously choose to heal that life from a higher dimension, which we're starting to do now in a third dimensional body, once you understand that concept, you're going to start choosing more out of love than out of fear. And sometimes love does not look pretty. I'm a tough lover. I said to one of my kids today, he's having a little bit of a tantrum, and I had to put my stern voice on. And I'm like, all right, you got to sit down now. One, sit. Get up. Two, three, in the chair. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That kid was like, what? Oh, okay. Tough love, but I'm doing it for his betterment, not because I'm a jerk or an asshole or talking meanly to kids. And at the end, I gave him a high five and I said, thank you for listening to me. This is because you're being unsafe. Love is a very misinterpreted word, and we all interpret it and feel it differently. We have the understanding of a big what love feels to us. It might not what I feel for a person isn't the same for Freya, isn't the same for little Thor, is not the same for Pinky the Flamingo. And giving tough love to somebody is to keep them safe. I love my kiddos. I unconditionally, I love these kids, but I sometimes have to be the disciplinarian person in the room to say, hey, you crossed the boundary. You're being unsafe. Get in that chair now. Good job. Give me a high five. That's a green face choice. There is so many parts to love, and that's what we need to distinguish when somebody's doling out tough love, unconditional love, and how it's projected and perceived is also another coin to that toss. People might take it the wrong way when you really intended to actually be loving. Again, it's up to everybody's experience to understand how they interpret it. Discipline is love. Routines and structure is love. But it's how you deliver that love and your intention on how you're directing it out in a way that is loving. I don't yell at my kids. I get stern with them. I get that teacher voice. You sit down now. And my Mimi faces come out. But they're only 3 and 4 years old. And I bet you most of them, because they're diagnosed with something or there is delay, parents choose to not discipline. You got to keep your kids on structure, especially nowadays, because kids' attention spans are 2 seconds, if that. Ivy, it's okay. I'm not going to stay on too long myself. I'm still getting back into my schedule flow, and I don't want to overdo myself. And I think tomorrow I it's Labor Day weekend, and I might be doing something fun tomorrow with Marine. We might be actually going out on a date, like spending a day somewhere. I have not done that yet with him, so we shall see. Yeah, I did go mama on these kids. I do. And I'm not a mommy, but it's nice to know that I can be a mother figure to these children. I come across more in the room as a disciplinarian, mean mom. That's fine. These kids, when they grow up, will understand I did it out of love and I did it out of their safety, and that I care heavily about them. I want to see them thrive. But if you baby a child and give in to every time they have a tantrum or they cry, it's not teaching them anything. Pacifying your kid is going to pacify them in life. I don't care what delay, what disability they have. You don't give in to them. They're going to walk all over you, and then they're not going to be a functioning part of society. And I don't care what that society looks like in 15 years from now. It could be a galactic community of amazement. But if we don't teach these kids who are already upgraded how to function in this 3D nightmare, this darkness, they're not going to succeed in the light either. They're not. That's a big thing that we all have to take accountability for. I'm not a parent, but I'm a parent to these kids, and their parents might not agree with how I'm teaching their life skills in the classroom. But guess what? Your kid needs to be able to function in no matter what kind of society we start building for the future. If they're used to someone always doing for them and they're not doing for themselves, that's a problem. Just because there is disability there doesn't mean they get out of something. Depends on the disability. But if they're functioning, they could walk, they could do. Isn't that the truth? And I've said this before. I don't want to be like when I'm in a relationship, I don't want to be a man's mom. This is not Oedipus complex 2.0. No thanks. I want to be the woman that shows up as the woman in a relationship, even though I'm heavily masculine. Sadly, yes. And I hope that society changes that soon. These kids are upgraded. I could tell you right now, one of the little girls in my room, she's totally she's speaking light language. She doesn't speak. She babbles. You know what she's babbling? Octurian and Palladian light language. And I told my teacher and the other pair in the room, I'm like, let's put it on. I put Alexander Quinn. He's one of the few who actually can articulate it pretty well. I put it on and they're like, and I'm like, you think I'm batshit crazy? Listen to this. Now tell me that doesn't sound like this child. And their minds were blown. The child is speaking light language. And I put the light language up to her ears and she lit up. You don't need to be able to tell me. I can feel you. In most of the kids, I can feel their voltage is way higher than mine. It's bananas. But I could see it in their freaking eyes when I try to articulate. I don't speak light language. I'm not good at it. But I put something on and they're like, they get excited. What? These kids are upgraded. I don't care if they're normal children without disabilities, they're upgraded. The ones who have the disabilities are ones that are higher in dimensional and density spaces that came in to teach us compassion, to teach the sleepy people to have compassion. They're a lesson. That's why third dimension is not going to phase out anytime soon. We're upgrading, we're getting there, but it's a process. You got to play out your contract. If you're meant to not transcend physically to reach ascension point, you wrote that in your contract. If you're meant to transcend and get a new vehicle, don't be afraid of that. I don't even want a new vehicle. I want my light body. I want to merge with my light body and be the angel that I know I am. I'm aware of my light body. I'm aware of my other selves. And that's the one I want to choose to be in. Whether that happens or not, it's based on my contract that I am not aware of. But when I'm talking like this, I want you guys to start integrating that awareness. And I know some of you already have. But for many people that don't come into the chat and watch me later on, humble yourselves. It's not egotism. It's not your ego. It sounds like it because we're still coming from a third dimensional vehicle. Embody the fact that you are source, that you're embodied Christ consciousness, whatever consciousness you want to hone in on. It could be the Buddhist, Hindus, Norse, it doesn't matter. It's all one and the same. It's just different perception points. We all go back to source anyway. Doesn't necessarily matter how that direction or that route or that path is. Many of us here right now are carving out new pathways for us to get to source. We have never done this before. We've been embodied eons after eons, incarnation after incarnation. Buckshot! We've been here, different vehicles. We've been upstairs in different vehicles, in different personalities, in different social memory complexes. We've been here before. The game-changing difference in this experiment in third dimension, third density, the game changer that has never been done before in the experiment is that we're rewiring, we're recoding the matrix that we are inhabiting. We are going into the simulation, like little IT techs, and we're rewiring energetically the matrix. That takes time. So nothing's going to happen in a flash. It's upgrades after upgrades after upgrades after upgrades after stair step after merger after merger after merger after integration and more integration and more integration after you purge. So you're making room in the vehicle. It's like being at the airport, but you got to embody it. You have to integrate these concepts. And they're not easy to understand or capitulate or to comprehend. What are you talking about? I'm an angel. You're an angel. Now, how does an angel walk its path? How does the angel walk its path? How did Yeshua walk his path? He did flip tables. He did challenge everybody around him. He was a black sheep of a black sheep of a black sheep. Many of us are that. Many of us are so far down into that abyss. We're carving that light so that the rest can get out of Plato's allegorical cave. We are here to shine that light and to put that resonance and that frequency in the bandwidth to get people upgraded, to merge people into better situations. You're seeding this frequency. He did. And so did Mary. We all love to talk about Yeshua, but Mary has a very heavy hold, just as much as Yeshua does. She's a divine mother. You can't have it. You need both in third density. Go back to Blavatsky's work. I'm not in agreement with everything that she has put out, but let me say why it makes sense. The the Aryans, the Vedics, they knew. And it doesn't need to be perceived the same way that we want to perceive it, but healing our it if we look at the holographic universe book that I read and did a book review on, that's a fantastic book. It can be found at Barnes and Nobles. The holographic universe is a fantastic read. That gives you ideas of how collectively, if we all start thinking and talking to our bodies, you have the ability to heal yourself. But you also have a contract that some things will not be healed. If it's meant to be healed, it will be healed if you put the right intentions into it. There's some, like my arthritis was a test. It still is. I don't make it my story anymore. I know I have it. It's not something that I don't have. Allergies is the same thing. I'm allergic to this planet. I make it a joke. I don't make it my life story anymore. When I was diagnosed and I was told I'd be in a wheelchair and I would have a very limited life, I said, fuck no, that's not going to be my life. I'm too young. I had to give up a lot of my dreams and goals and aspirations because there was no way I could pick up a pencil or go put a point shoe on. But I still made my life work. I wasn't giving up, and it never ended up in a wheelchair. And not that that's a bad thing either. I just rewrote my story. After the medicine did not work anymore, why would I keep pouring it into my body? I said no. The hair turned white, the teeth fell out, and I said no. It's not my story anymore. And you know what? I'm way better for it. I have been off medication 10 years. 10 years I've been off medication. I'm like now doing the math in my brain. Painkillers I've been off of 8 years, like consistently taking it. And then when I needed it, I don't have them anymore, but I overcame. I was on an acorn stair lift and a walker. I was on IV treatments. I was giving myself self-injections. I was on chemotherapy. I was on all kinds of crazy nonsense that did not do it helped in the moment. Long term, my teeth fall out, my hair is gray, my eyesight's going wonky doodle. Hormones are way out of whack, but it's not my story. And you know what? I'm all better for it. I don't sit here in pain anymore. I'm not crying. I'm not complaining in pain. Yeah, do I have bad days and good days? Sure, we all do. But I'm not sitting here like my old self and going, "Oh my God, today I'm hurting." If I pull a journal out, it's going to say I feel like crap. Every day in these journals I have above me, there's something in there that's a complaint. And not that it's not real, that I didn't feel the pain. I changed my mindset about it. Yeah, I'm in pain. Do I need to acknowledge the pain? Unless it's going to put myself in harm's way. Like, oh, is today a good day to go up on a ladder? Well, my hips hurt today. You know what? That can wait. Like just making smart decisions, but not sitting there and complaining. Like, oh my God, I'm a hypochondriac and get I know people's pain tolerance are different, so I'm not here to make fun of anybody. But for myself, I'm not sitting here going, I'm a Rice Krispie treat. I snap, crackle, and pop. Another thing that I've done is literally visualize the white golden light breathed into my system and traveling into all my cells. So I could visualize that light hitting my bloodstream and microscopically absorbed into my cells in my whole body. That's not easy if you don't have that kind of imagination. What you could do to help that is to go and get a science video that shows you blood moving through your system. That might help you be able to visualize that. Blessing yourself every day. Today's going to be the best day ever. But you can't just say an affirmation. You have to feel it and you have to want it. You guys have seen me. I mean, for those of you who have been on my channel for a long time, like I do a lot of shifty shifts. I make some weird faces. I do a lot of jiggling and wiggling, but that's because my body's uncomfortable and I just shift and move. I don't have to sit here and go, oh my God. I mean, I do once in a while, just so that people know I'm uncomfortable, but I don't make it my story. I used to make it my story. I used to live it. It was in everything. And it's not to say that this is the conundrum that I was always put into having a disease at a young age. Well, you don't look sick. So in my brain, I'm like, oh, well, maybe if I talk about it a little bit to tell people how much pain I am in, maybe I will get help. Maybe when I'm at work, someone else can pick the kid up and not me that day. Or push something that I know that is really heavy and out of my comfort zone. But because I am strong and I can do 90% of the time, everybody expects me to do it, but there are going to be times that I can't. So if I don't speak up for myself, and that was my problem, was finding the wording, the intention, and how to say, hey, I'm in pain and I can't do this today. Sorry, I need help. But for me, it came out more as a complaining and why, woe is me kind of deal than it was like, hey, I need help. I can't do this right now. And not to say I'm a lazy, my work speaks for itself. If you've ever worked, people that work with me, I'm usually doing all the workload because I like doing it, but there are days that I can't. And it's not because I'm lazy or that I don't want to. I don't want to hurt myself. And yes, you do need to know your limits. And there are days that, unfortunately, time is an illusion. You know what? If my laundry doesn't get folded and done the day of, hey, I'll just put it on a nice little fast cycle so it doesn't wrinkle, and I'll fold it when I'm ready. If I can't clean my house heavy duty when I don't have the energy to do it, am I going to sit on the floor and hurt my knees and my back? No. I'm one person. It doesn't get done. It's not the end of the world. And it's not procrastination when you're trying to keep yourself safe. When you're knowing how to expend your energy when you have it to when you don't have it. That's how most people get into dire, horrible accidents is they push themselves and they push past their limits. And as a young person, that's great. But as an older person, as you age, it's not, in my estimation. And scenario wise, yes. And that's something that I had to learn too, being 21, getting told, hey, you have to relearn how to do everything with your body because if you don't, you're going to hurt yourself. Kudos. And there are days that I do overextend myself and I'm like, so I got the chair that I put my feet up. My feet don't hang down. And sometimes I put my feet on my desk and my I need to elevate. Whatever. And that's there's always a fine line when you're asking for help. I've asked for help physically and never received it and had to do it myself. And sometimes I can't wait on other people to come in and do it when they want to do it. Like things have to, for me, in Aries, I'm hot-headed and sometimes, but honestly, sometimes things have to get done in that time. Not when someone wants to help you that, they give you an excuse. I'm a Virgo rising, Lori's. I'm in my ascendant sign. I'm a Virgo rising. But I had to learn early on that there's a way of asking for help and there's a way of complaining and hoping that someone listens to the complaint and does something as just humbly saying, "Hey, I'm really sorry. I can use some help." And it's not an easy task to rewire your brain to ask for that kind of help. It depends what it is. It always depends what it is. Um, for me, it's been more on the financial end. I mean, I painted this house. I've built all the furniture in this house by myself. It took a year. Like the guy at the bank was like, "Why didn't you start working right away?" Because I had to build furniture and it really did take a year. I painted everything in this house. It took time. Uh, I did it by myself. Like I don't give myself enough credit for that either. All of this is me. I didn't hire anybody to come and paint my walls. I didn't hire anybody to put the furniture together. I did it myself, and I have a lot of pride in that. Yes, we all deserve that grace. Girl, my back has been out since I got diagnosed. I have degenerative back disease. I have a slipped L5, a hernia. I have two L5s, by the way. A slipped one and a herniated one. One's against, thankfully, nothing's really against my spinal cord, but I do have a bone spur between C6, 7 that's on the spinal cord. That's fun. I have nerve damage in the thoracic spine. I also have S1 and 2 herniated and bulged. I have L1 through 5 all messed up. My back does like a literal Z. But I lift and I do everything. I just make sure it's from the hips and I also have bad knees from dancing. That's osteo. But I don't make it my story. And you know what? I'm walking, I'm moving and that's what I'm grateful for. I'm hoping that the teeth taking a pill and my growing my teeth back or whatever laser treatment they have, I want my teeth naturally to come in. I'm happy with my gray hair. I miss my black. I miss my purple hair. I love my purple hair, but I'm okay with my white hair. It shows wisdom. Wisdom strand. I mean, I have lost a lot of muscle But I'm pretty solid. I can lift. I am able to lift kids that are 70 to 80 pounds without a problem. I use my whole body in that, but I literally have to lift kids up on a table sometimes. You know, we all deserve to be able to ask for help and receive it. And I know that's not an easy task when everybody else around you is hurting. And or in my situation, I move somewhere and I only know two people, and I don't want to put all that help, hey, burden on two people that are always very busy, you know, JQ. When you move to a new place and you really don't know anybody, it becomes even more difficult. It sucks. Yay, she made it to Ohio. She's it's Deborah, one of my Deborahs. She's in Ohio. She was telling me about her excursion through Indiana. 90% of the building that the new people think my hair is dyed. 90. Where'd you get your hair done? I love your color. It comes out of my head. How old are you? 42? Yeah, but this has been since I was 30. I don't even remember. It was it 34 or 32? 30. 28. I don't remember. That's another thing. You see, I'm glad I'm talking through my stuff. Um, Anybody else having lapse in certain like time? Like the time thing with my dad was mind blowing, but there's certain things that I can't have a real recall on, and I have a really good memory, and I can't recall time frames. Like I know certain things happen during certain periods of my life, but then ask me what age I was, and I'm starting not to remember that. It could be perimenopause. It could be hormones that I'm going through the crazy changes in a woman's head. Yes, I'm going through changes. But again, I'm sitting back and going, okay, is this the hormones? Is this the changings? Is the brain fog a real thing? Yes. But I also think it's the distortion of time that we are shifting and merging and coming and going out of constantly, that we're getting short-circuited somewhere. Yeah, and I'm gonna say this if Janine is watching. Hi, Janine. Miss Turn the Page. I am loving the white. Let it go. Let it go, girl. Love it. And a lot of people in the supermarkets and stuff that stop me and ask me, I'm like, if you got it, let it go. And here's a process that I did because I had dark black hair, and it don't look pretty when all you see is the grays with the dark, the contrast. It don't look cute. On a man, it does. On a woman, it's questionable. For me, I'm sure she's live, but she can know, like, let that, don't dye your, you're looking cute, Miss Janine. Um, I literally had to strip my hair color. I had to bleach it. And that was right when I got diagnosed with having chlorine allergy, bleach, chlorine, very similar components. So I had to go away from the root and just strip it out, and then allow the gray to grow in with the blonde. I platinum blonde my hair up until it started coming in gray, and then I haven't dyed my hair since. And I do have like brown. Obviously, we could see some silver and blonde in there, and the blonde is just the oxidation of the gray. But back here, it's hard to see in this light. I do have brown, light brown popping in the back. Hang on. There was more I wanted to show. I'm looking. I don't know if this is from yesterday or today. Hang on. Again, people are sending me stuff like, stop. I know it's nobody in this chat. People just have the need to send me shit that I don't worry about anymore. I don't care about anymore. This spoke to me in volumes, and that's another thing I wanted to discuss tonight. I did not grow up with role models. I grew up with people I did not want to be like. I didn't say didn't because I don't didn't grow. I did not. Solidify it. That shapes a person. I didn't grow up with role models. I grew up with people I didn't want to be like. That shapes a person. I think this is huge. She freaks, she speaks, so that we all know where it comes from. I think that's a huge quote. I don't I never idolized anybody. I looked up to my mom, but I didn't want to be like my mom. I did not want to be like my dad. Not because I didn't respect them. It's just I didn't live the same type of life and I didn't want theirs. I looked up to people. They weren't my role models. You know, when you're in school and you're in like fourth or fifth grade, maybe sixth, seventh, and you're like, well, who do you want to be like? I want to be me, motherfucker. I want to be me, whatever that looks like. And at that age, you don't know what that looks like right away. You're still shifting and merging and picking what you want to do and how you want to be. And I know when I was growing up, I didn't really look up to anybody. My mom and dad, but I didn't want to be like them. They weren't my role models. I wasn't aspiring to be them because that just throws you in the same loop. I looked up to them as, well, their morals are great, but I don't want to do X, Y, and Z because that's not me authentically. Yes, Sparky, and yes, Ashmaya. We want to strive to do you and to be righteous. Now, there are good examples in this world of people who are righteous, who are walking, talking, and exuding the right path, or not even the right path, the path that feels correct. And you strive to be similar. For me, not ever the same. Because I'm a unique human and I know that. I walk my own path. I tick to my own talk, and I'm okay with that. I don't want to be like everybody else. Yeah, sure. I got to function in 3D, so I have to play that mask. I have to put the mask on when I'm at work and play the role, but it's just a role that I'm playing. Not the best, but I make it work. Yeeps. Yeah, I mean, it's okay to take from other people the best qualities of them. They might have the shit, like my mom and dad were not perfect people, and I did not want to shape my life around them. But they were hardworking, they had good morals, they strived for things and they obtained them, and they showed me that if you work hard, you can get to your goals and obtain what things you want in this life. So that's the stuff I took away from my parents. But otherwise, I don't want their lifestyle. There's a lot that I didn't want. I, mhm. Like showing up for family's sake and showing face, even though you know you fucking can't stand them. My parents did that. I wish they didn't. Showing up because. No, show up because you want to, and that everybody's accepting, not because you're doing it to show face because your ego is high. Hi, Michael. Yeah, there's certain things that my mom imparted on me in the program that I am noticing, but it's good stuff. It's not the negative stuff. And we're all programmed with our parents. That's who raised us, who is a part of us. Some of it's genetic. I'm adopted, so I don't know my birth mother from a hole in the wall. She passed away, took herself out before I could even meet her. So I don't even know how and who she is. The little that I got from my aunts wasn't enough for me to make that, oh, I'm like my mom in that way, genetically. But I know my parents raised me as a moralistic. They gave me the option. They let me choose my path. They didn't like that I went to art school, but they didn't tell me no. They didn't like that I was gothic, that I was self-expressing differently from norm, but they let me do it because they knew that that was what would make me happy. And I'm glad and happy that I chose them to be my parents. For reals. And you see, Ashmaya, that's hard for a lot of people to know how to actually be themselves because they have been putting on a mask and having to present themselves in a movie-esque way to society. I have a lot of teachers that try to keep up with the Joneses and be something that they're not out of look at me. Because there's something lacking in their life somewhere that they feel that they have to show off when you don't need to. But that in itself is a program. I did. I don't, nobody's parents are perfect whatsoever. Mine definitely were not. And I have a better relationship with my father since his transcension than I did when he was alive. We never got along. It was water and oil, cats and dogs, little Thorn Freya. It was bad. And I didn't get along with my dad until right before he died because I was speaking honest truth to him and he finally accepted what I was. Yeah. I need that's why so far things are on a better route with Marine. I have to do me. If I am at all told, well, you shouldn't dress like that or you shouldn't express yourself like that, you're not for me. Sorry, I'm not changing me. I will change me when I'm ready to change me. If I see something that I need to mature about myself or upgrade in myself, that's on me doing it. No one else projecting that to me. Period. I don't follow the fold. I don't go by social norms. I could care less. And I could see it when I'm walking in society, and I see it when I'm at work, that most of the women are in my age bracket, and I can't even associate myself with the stereotypes. I don't act my age at all for what normal 3D standards look like. Most people don't even think I'm my age. They think I'm a lot younger than my age. And I'm okay with that too. Very true, B lady. You know, I've never, like I said earlier, my parents wanted that programmed life for me. And that's not a bad thing to want your child to get married and to be with a good man or a good woman if you're a man, to have a family. But it's a program. It's a narrative. And it's not a bad one to have. I'm not lying. It's not a bad program to have. If you've had that life, was it bad? There's rocks, there's mountains, there's bumps in the road, there's valleys and hills, and there's a whole lot of in between of a relationship and a life. And no matter if you're whatever it is that your story was that you chose to experience, it is perfect for you. Not everybody has the fucking white picket fence and the best family ever, but that taught you something. I try to tell people all the time, stop holding on to trauma that happened between your family because that was a lesson and a teaching. Detach. I get it. People have been physically harmed. People have been molested. There are things that people have gone through that I can't speak on. I never had it happen to me. So I can't have that experience of going through it. But what I do know is when you detach yourself from the emotional state of that trauma to look at a bigger picture and go, okay, so my mom was this kind of person. Why was she this kind of person? Okay, take it next level. What did this teach me? How did this formulate my personality? How am I not like that? Maybe that's why I was brought up in such a dysfunction, is to show me what I don't prefer. So when I know what I don't prefer, I'm not enacting that. I'm going on what I do prefer. If you listen to Bashar, this is what Bashar preaches. You have to be exposed to the things that you don't prefer so you know what you do prefer. If you only got exposed to everything that you wanted in life, you would never know how to actually take a loss or to navigate around an obstacle. If you got everything handed to you, you would not know how to navigate hardship. I, Sparky, yes, I'm a mirror. Most of us are empaths, and most empaths are mirrors, and it sucks sometimes because they don't recognize that they're being bossy. They don't recognize that they're saying something harmful. They don't get it because it's unconscious. I mean, my old self would have went to this job into a new state and it would have been and I would have been fired by now. I would have been fired. I mean, I do speak my mind and I do make my points at very like but I'm doing it out of a respect because I care about the kids and that the systems are horrible and they need to change. But I don't tell another person that they suck at their job. I just hope that they model after my behavior and do better. But many of us, I never had a role model. I'm kind of glad I didn't. I looked up to myself to do better for myself and by myself. And I had inspiration. I had people that, oh, okay, I want to do that because look how successful they are and look what the impact they have on other people. Cool, but I'm going to do it in my way. I'm not going to do it in a fugazi falsehood of, oh, I want to be exactly like them because no, you're not. And you're going to be you no matter what. You can't fake it. I'm sorry. I have to show this because Arnie's amazing. I love Arnie. Look at this dragon. Love of all things. I love this. I'm so glad that Arnie's doing this. Animating these cards are phenomenal. We love you, Arnie. Arnie's decks. We're gonna do cards in a minute. Um, Arnie's decks are gonna be in the link section. So if you guys are interested in tarot cards and all that, hang on, guys. Dragons. Oh, that's amazing. We all thankfully have these amazing or not amazing experiences which shape us. But make sure that you're doing you to your authenticness. What is happening in this now moment is we're becoming our higher selves. We're integrating all those parallel earth lives. That's why those deja vu moments are happening. That's why, I mean, I'm having brain fog like nobody's business. And I'm like, okay, wait, take a step back. And I'm sitting and analyzing and going back and forth. Okay, what could this be? Analyzing things to make it make sense in my brain. But you got to break everything down and you got to detach your emotional states to things, even if they're good things, because there's always a lesson and a purpose for why things and certain things happen in your life, whether they're good or bad. We always look at the bad, but we also need to look at the good because we need to know why good things happen to us, what brought those good things to us. I always have said this as a third dimensional human being, we are always going to the negation first. We're always looking for the bad in everything first. We've been taught that. Now we got to undo that teaching. And yeah, not to say not to look at the bad side, but why can't we look at the good side? And it's not good news or bad news scenario. It's, oh, I love dragons. I think if Scott can confirm, there might be one over here somewhere sleeping. He needs to wake the Freya is sleeping on the futon, and I'll be right back. I have to close my window and put the blinds down because I think I seen raccoons. So give me 2 seconds, my friends. Hi, Freya. You cutie patootie pie. Yeah, I saw that too. Mr. Raccoony over there. Mr. Raccoonies. I keep you safe, my child. My fur baby. Hi, baby girl. Boom. Badass in the house. Mm-hmm. Stacking all day long. Hard time. Yeah. It's good to have contrasts in life. It really is. It's really good at knowing the positives and the negatives. But we all tend to first start at the negatives and then the positives, when I rather restructure that and go, well, here are the positives. Okay, let's weigh the cons. But also try to be constructive in that and not judgmental and not and more objective than subjective. Right. And it's not to invalidate feelings, perceptions, but it's about looking at something from a different angle and a different perspective, that if you're focused over here and you got the blinders on, you're not seeing everything for what it is. And it's Spirit also has given me in the last couple of months, it's not just taking the eagle eye view up here, it's also taking that fluttering back to see the bigger of the bigger picture. So if you're up here looking down, you're only seeing so much down here. If you fly a little higher up and further back, you're seeing more of an expansion. So sometimes if we are taking the eagle eye view, we have to remind ourselves sometimes we need to take more of a step back to see other components of how things are working, not just from a top down perspective, but from a top down and out perspective. Maureen is apologizing for not being on. I'm like, sorry, you're just missing my seeds of wisdom. That's okay. If he's meant to be, he has a lifetime of that. He already has. Yes, you do. Absolutely, Sparky. Absolutely, you do. I always equate it to my drawing in college experience, where I was in a room that was filled with windows. It wasn't circular, it was a square, but it didn't matter because the room was fucking huge. And you had to sit in and around a whole room. You chose an easel, and that was your easel for the project. And the teacher would put a bunch of shit, literal shit, bicycles, tricycles, hanging skeletons off the ceiling, down and all stuff everywhere. And in the middle of the room, it's the same stuff, but wherever you were standing to draw it, you're going to get one perception. You're going to see whatever is in your perception of your two physical eyes. So the person that is facing, that is on the window side, has more light than I do if I'm by the wall. I'm still getting natural light, but it's hitting the objects differently. So what they're drawing is a completely different drawing from what I am seeing. So no matter what, it's still the same objects in the middle of the room, but they're depicted differently. The tones, the colors, the hues, everything changes depending where in the room you're looking at it. Still the same shit in the middle of the room. So that's life. That is life. And if you take that step back to see that analogy and apply it to everything, oh, okay, stop being so narrow-minded. Let me open up. This is what I had to do with Marine. And once I was able to do that and see a bigger picture, I then had to compromise and go, okay, Allison, here, if this doesn't work out, we'll give it another shot. I'm not seeing a bigger picture. I'm not seeing the total picture. I'm only seeing from my perspective, and I'm getting in my ego and being okay. I have boundaries and da 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 da, but I'm not seeing a bigger picture because I'm in my ego. And that is also to protect me. Not to say that there wasn't anything, but if you know, if you see a bigger picture and you can see the positives that could come from this big picture, instead of giving up on it so quickly, you strive to fix it. And if it doesn't get fixed, then you walk away. So right now I'm in the fixing stage. So is he. I needed that. Soul journey. You are ready to start. A new chapter is beginning for you right now. This time, go easy on yourself. Oh, yeah, this trash panda's back there. Frey is sleeping on the futon next to little Big Thor and Scooby Doo, and she's wrapped up and bundled up like a cutie patootie. And the raccoons, I heard it, and is sniffing in the screen. I had to shut that window. Be the courageous, loving being you are. Breathe into the present moment and allow any anxieties to drop away. Enjoy the journey and stop thinking the future will bring something better. When the future arrives, it will be now. Your life is yours to live in whatever way is meaningful to you. You brought yourself to this life and you are responsible for the quality of it. Trying to understand your reason for coming here will just hold you back. I don't necessarily believe that aspect, but for some people that holds the truth. Just remember, everything you have done was the best that you could do at that time. Experience allows you to better handle crisis. You are now deliberately creating a new chapter in your life. You are such an amazing pioneer. And it doesn't matter what age you're at, your soul is infinite. And you chose this time of now, this is now in sign language, now to start your journey. Doesn't matter how old you are. All of us are the same age soul-wise. When someone refers to someone as an old soul or an ancient soul, that's up to how many times you've been in a material, physical body. That doesn't mean that your soul is any older than anybody that is brand spanking new to this earth experience. Your soul is the same age as everybody here. When we talk about old souls, that's your physical vehicle incarnating multiple times in a body. And that could be an alien. That could be the blade of grass. That could be in a tree. That could be in an animal. Thank you, Luigi. vibrational impulses and light waves. Color. The beautiful Curtis books was speaking about color. Highly suggest to go back to the Inner Radiance, to the Voice of Isis, because those two last chapters that I read, now moments. Your perception of life is becoming more colorful. You are opening to different colors and experiences. Color breaks up old black and white thinking and opens your heart to the beauty of life and love. The colors of the rainbow are variations of white light, reflecting the diverse experiences of life, and they are all valid. Each color of the spectrum has its own energetic vibration that stimulates certain responses and healings. Different colors mirror your current physical, emotional, and spiritual state. Your soul uses the mirror to communicate your need to heal or to embrace balance. Get to know what colors you are attracted to and the ones that repel you. You are love and you are loved, no matter how colorful your or another life in. Yes, own it. This is from Arnie's deck. The Curtis books really talked about the vibration, the ontological components of reality. I touched upon it a little bit, but the law of one plays a huge, crazy, insane role. And it's one that most people don't necessarily ignore, but channeling is still something that's not a vast, I mean, more people are doing it. I channel all the time, but I'm not sitting there to channel raw. I'm not channeling identities. I'm channeling energies. That's why I don't put a name to what is coming through me. And not to say that there isn't social memory complexes or beings. I just don't give them names because energy doesn't have names. They might come through for us humans to understand what is being conveyed, like Bashar, Thymus, Ra, Quo, Latwi, Hatan, and there's some others. I can tell you right now, Sparky, 28,628 lives. I've been in physical form. Most humans are between 9 to 10,000. I've done this dance and done it well. Have a good night, Barbara. Don't worry, I'm getting off soon. Marine's still doing lawn work, so I'm going to be over there, and that takes me a while to get there. He don't live close. So I got to get Freya all settled in and cute. I do have little Thor shorts for tomorrow. I took them earlier. He's adorable. Guys, it's a holiday weekend. Go enjoy. I know tomorrow I might be doing something really fun. We'll see. I might, I'm hoping it don't rain that I get to go see something Indiana Dunes. I have not been there, and it's not that far away from me. But I also, on the way back, he's probably not listening. I want to go to the country store and get some apple cider and get some donuts because my fatty ass needs some fat. Fat. Oh, thank you, B lady. Have a good night. Yeah, tomorrow I probably do the channel member only video on Sunday, hopefully. And I don't know what I'm doing on Labor Day, but I want to finish that course I'm doing, the third one from Allison.com. That's my name. Um, I want to finish that course. It's close. It's a longer one, and I'm very close to finishing it. Um, and then I have some other stuff I have to get on. And Sparky, I did find a photo that I'm gonna work with. I found one finally. Yay. So we have Christine, unconditional love, compassion. Have faith in you, have faith in your path. Be of kindness, unselfishness, truth, love, and in service to all. There's a store not far from Jason. It's this like apple orchard, like it's called Country something. I want to go. Even if it's just to the store, I do like going apple picking. I do like apple picking. This is Padre Pio, Healing Miracles. Be able to pick yourself up at the lowest of times. Do not quit, but fight. To strive forward is the greatest of all courage and strength. I didn't forget about you, Miss Sparky. I just had to find the right picture to. I have a few. I found two. I'm gonna look for a third, and then I'm gonna decide which one I'm gonna do my composition on. But it's gonna be cute. Promise. Now that I'm kind of back at work and things are kind of coming back to normal for me, I'll have more time for sure. Gabriel, the light part of me, purity, clarity, joy, creativity, path, paths intersect in life. Each moment holds importance. Never take for granted meetings in life as each has its own purpose and time. Pure liminic. And I totally butchered that. Planet energies, nature's energies. Call on your elementals to help raise frequency to be in the realm of joy and love. Be your unicorn self. Are you being a unicorn? That's from Arnie Layton Stacks. So as of yesterday, we have Uranus sextile to Neptune, which is electrifying the air. So our electromagnetic field is definitely high. It's a catalyst energy where breakthroughs strike fast, pulling you out of familiar and pushing you into paths you never saw coming. Um, Dreams like prophecies, numbers appear like cosmic codes. Synchronicities repeat until it's undeniable that your path is being written in real time. The pull for authenticity and freedom grows stronger. Some bonds deepen and others break clean. Each change making room for what feels real and aligned. Every ending upgrades you. Every surprise lifts you, and each twist takes you closer to the future you've been you've longing been calling in. Doesn't make sense, but we all know what that means. Sorry, Scott. I know I yawned and that really hurt my jaw. I okay, so my apple thing is I love Golden Delicious apples. My favorite of favorites, favorite. I love Golden Delicious and Honey Crisp apples. I like the sweet apples. I can't do the bitter or the tart. Just not in me. That's saying I had to see when if they have those apples at the store. But if there's apple cider, I'll drink it. I like apple cider, and the donuts are probably going to be phenomenal. And whatever else they have there, love it. I love those stores. Faith, sorry, hope, inspiration, cooperation, rejuvenation, admittance, allow. Yeah, I haven't gone apple picking in Indiana. I've done it in New Jersey. And I usually used to go at the end of September. But with the weather being so wonky, I don't know what goes on. Portal, originality, idealism, progression, opening, ac- accessing. Well, we came very close to that, Scott. It was 53 the other day, and it was like, I think 46 2 days ago, but not 32. That's why, like, late September is for me my favorite time to go, or early October. But then it depends on what is actually out. Hi, Walter. Prosperity, wealth. I'm sorry, I need glasses. Contentment, success, achievements, abundance. My arms are sore. I had a lot of, I have a child that uses me as a climbing wall. A little one. Spitfire, probably 15 pounds, 20 pounds tops. This thing likes to climb, and I'm the mountain. I'm also the weightlifter. I lift these kids up and I helicopter them and have fun. Oh, we're back. They're reported. I love country stores. I can't even tell you. I don't care about the Cracker Barrel tobacco. Um, I will still go to Cracker Barrel because it reminds me of the old country. And their food is just really damn good. Sorry. People do work there. That's how people make their livings, and I will support that. And their store is great. And no, I don't really eat out ever. So when I do go to these places, it's a treat. You are experiencing a spiritual blossoming. Take a new direction and be open to new experiences. Scott, and some of you with the dragons, the love of your dragon reaches out to you. Hi, little guy on the floor that needs to stop sleeping. The realm of your truth is opening up. You saw me shuffle. Enter the temple of your truth and learn to value it. A message is trying to reach you. Be vigilant. The spirit world wishes to find and touch you. So many of us have had more shit happening. Unexplainable spirit fun. Stop doubting yourself. You're not crazy. You're not schizophrenic. Stop thinking 3D and start elevating into 5. You can't bypass 4. But think higher and higher. Get out of the limitation and separation of 3D. When you see beyond good and evil and understand why it's here and how it is helping you, and knowing the contracts and how reality works, you'll be way better for it. That doesn't take away your pain, your suffering, your bills. It doesn't take any of that away. Hi, I'm dealing with that now. Fuck me. But shit happens. I want those bumper stickers to come back. First chakra. The energy of the root chakra supports our sense of safety in physical world and reminds us to enjoy our physical bodies. Romantic love. The frequency of romantic love supports our experience to know ourselves through the reflection of the conscious lover. Honesty. The energy of honesty supports our choice to be courageously truthful and genuine with kindness and tact. As soon as I go on my channel to see the YouTube stuff, um, um, yeah, I- everything is messed up. Guys, make sure I'm gonna say this before I pull cards here. Um, if I'm not seeing and hearting your comments on videos, I'm just not seeing them. I don't know who sent this. Who's this person? I don't know. People are being unsubscribed to channels right now, so make sure that you are still subscribed. Membership, same thing. There's some wonky things happening on YouTube. Not surprised. Gremlins, the dark side testing some of us. Hi. Jealous types, people projecting their negativity on you. Get that too. That's the cards. Maureen was nice enough to put some new light bulbs in my lights because I keep blowing them out. So thank you, Maureen. He wants to know what I want to snack on. I just gave him a perfect answer. French toast bites. I want French toast. Angel number 657. You hold high values. You hold family, friends, love, relationships, truth, and trust in high regard. Material things mean little to you. People are the value in your life. 1313. Love, clarity, and purpose in this life. Express yourself and build your dreams. Prosper in your own creativity. This is also Arnie's deck. I use these almost in every one of my readings. Angel number 452. A sign from the universe that life changes are coming your way. Symbolizes wealth, abundance, and success. Your dreams and goals are manifesting now. 1010. Unlock your true potential. Spiritual awakening and discovering inner wisdom, personal growth, and love for yourself. For anybody that has lost somebody, transcension, lost, I have to refrain, cancel, clear, delete, transcended the physical vehicle, went to sixth density heaven, I just got told I have to pull. Someone needs this. I'm going to pull two only. Yep. So for those of you who are still in the healing process, the grieving process, the mourning process, this is for you. You have nothing to feel guilty about. Sweetheart, I see you torturing yourself with what if. Questions concerning my life, health, and passing. You wonder whether you could have intervened so I'd still be in physical body. I am standing next to you right now to soothe away these thoughts. It's so important for you to understand that you did nothing wrong. That my physical passing was divinely timed. And that you couldn't have changed anything. Please don't burden yourself with guilt any longer. Guilt is a complete waste of your earthly time, which is meant to be used in service of love. Guilt doesn't undo anything. I have forgiven myself for everything that I think I did or didn't do. But in the end, I learned that everything already forgiven. And I pray that you also forgive yourself because you are so very loved and understood. Oh no. Sorry guys, my chat froze. Sorry guys, my chat froze. Now I'm just seeing everybody's stuff. It is beautiful where I am. I wish that for just a moment I could share my world with you. This heavenly realm is beyond description. It is where colors, hues, and patterns of all different types sing and come alive. Here, there is a brilliant light that permeates everything, and everything in turn is filled with indescribable joy. Here, you suddenly become aware that you are connected to everything. There is no anger or hardness in this world. These emotions have been replaced with overwhelming peace and joy. It is love at its finest. It is heaven, the place where I will be waiting to greet you one day. So please understand and know that someone out there really needed to hear those two things. Obviously, I could tell you, but sometimes some other type of validation is helpful. I tried. I tried. I failed. Not necessarily, but they fell. I was going to do a paint and sip during the week, but that didn't happen. Um I'm still trying to get and catch up on some sleep. And painting those are they do take time. It doesn't seem like that because I pause a lot in my videos for paint and sips. But I will get back to that, I promise, because I miss painting. And I still got my crafts to do. Oh, I'll show you in a second. Hang on. I got to move everything because my chat froze and ah! Goodness sakes. It's talking to heaven. And that's James Von Prague. He's a medium. I got them a couple of years ago to help me. And yeah, 2 seconds, Ashma. Sure can. Get in there. Get over here. I haven't had that Mortal Kombat feeling just yet. But just think about this as stair stepping to ascension that you're doing right now. You're doing this now. Oh, that's awesome, Ashmaya. These gauged little earrings here, they sometimes itchy. My ear hole is that big. Urus, a symbol of brute strength and power, the wild ox of ancient times, was both revered and feared because it was wild. This rune is a symbol of physical power, vitality, and good health. It also suggests great emotional courage. If you're going through difficult times, you must find the creativity inside yourself to pull through. You have great power within you, and you need to unleash that power. When you do, there is no stopping you. This is also a rune about the need to take a risk and not to fear change. But conversely, it may also be urging caution. Energy that is misdirected can do great harm to both yourself and others. So ensure that the words and actions do not wound or result in chaos, but rather in healing and peace. And for the last card of the night, she's so cute. wish he would come right here and sleep on my lap. That would be even better. Yeah, James is awesome. There's some stuff that like I can give or take with some of the advice that he gives, and some of the, again, he charges way too much for coursework. You have to understand your ability is unique to you, and yeah, someone might be able to help you ignite that spark, but not for $800. Is it worth it? Sure, if you have the calling for it. But not everybody got $800 or 1,000. Yeah, he's actually done a lot more in the last couple of years for free. And I used to listen to him on the express bus going home from the city. He used to do like a check-in on Facebook with some other lady. I really enjoyed that. It's like taking your time out of the day to just be. And I used to listen to that on the bus. But now I don't have to have a bus. Okay, we got Aeon Soph again. She's been pulled on in here a lot, especially the collective readings. A way through the struggle has already been created for you, and you are being laid onto that path. Your authentic soul path may include recognition and acclaim, notable success and admiration. Be grateful, but do not be dazzled or distracted by such experience. Focus on what connects you to your heart and grounds you in the simplicity of spiritual truth, which is the practice of love, kindness, and peace. This will allow for successful progress in the material world without disturbing the sanctity of your soul. Receptivity is the key to unlocking the white light magic of spirit. When we are open to it, surrender to its wisdom, and willing to place that wisdom above our own opinions, we are capable of receiving and benefiting from it. If we are trying to dictate its course, to contrive and control it to meet our needs as we think they should be met, then we are not being receptive. The path of control and dominance is regressive. It is not sacred magic, and it is not of the spirit. Aeon Soph illuminates the way of sacred soul magic that create healing and deep fulfillment. It recognizes there is a problem, yet does not dwell on it or evoke toxic mind games of blame and shame. It focuses on solutions. Underneath fancy words, outlandish claims, and complex doctrines, the light of spirit is recognized by its effect. Ego will tell you a situation is too complicated or someone else is to blame. Or if you could just change this one thing, healing could happen. But when you are in your ego, you're not spiritually effective. You are to be locked in suffering and confusion. Acknowledgement is the beginning of healing. If something isn't quite right, be kind and wise enough to admit it. Then seek out the genuine light, which will invoke peace in your heart. Have the courage and trust to let go of approaches that will not lead you anywhere worth going. As you open yourself to what is, even the unexpectedly difficult twists of fate, you will become ever closer to the radiant grace and luminous clarity, which is reassuring you and healing you, guiding you, and loving you. I felt myself shift a whole ton during reading that. Like I was here and not here. Bizarre. I don't like that feeling because oh, Ash Maya, that is so sweet. Hi. Big flamingo. Like I said, I don't act my age and I'm okay with that. So guys, I will probably, I don't know. We'll see what happens, but there will be videos this weekend at some point. All depends on the weather, the rain, and if there is rain, it might be rainy. Um, I'm not sure yet. I like there I don't know. Spirit is telling me to wait for this one to have a name. But it could be whatever you want it to be, just like a piece of artwork. I will definitely, because I do have Monday off, I will definitely be doing some sort of paint and sip and our channel member only and get some stuff done this weekend, hopefully. But I would also hope that I can hopefully me and Maureen can do something nice together. Because we haven't done that yet. I like flow. Don't think I don't like flow. There's flow, but there has to be more than flow. Um, I mean, yes, me and Maureen did go out to dinner, like a date kind of thing, but we haven't had like an experience like going to a beach or a park. I went to the lake, but that was at night. And that was a little short period of time. We had like to go out and do something. Haven't done that yet. So I'm hoping we could do that this weekend. Now that he's feeling better and I'm on the mend, it'd be nice. Um, I hope everybody has a blessed and beautiful weekend. In America, we have Labor Day, so I'm off on Monday. Many people are not off, so I am, sadly. Uh, I don't get paid for days that I'm not working, but my check is already gone, so it doesn't matter. It just bills got paid. That's okay. Flo the floozy. She needs a cocktail. She does have sparkly tushy. Um, please like, if you haven't liked, hit the like button, hit the bell because I still with my internet, with the Zoom crashing and with everything else, I still don't have the ability to put the live and the encoding and stuff so that I could put it out in advance. And sometimes I don't really know when I get home from work. Some days the bus, I volunteer my time because I worry about the children and I don't get home until 4:30. So I choose the time based on when I get home and I can eat and decompress and get myself looking human again. So sometimes it's later, sometimes it's earlier. So make sure you're hitting the bell icon so you know when I'm live. You get a little guy. Some people don't. Make sure you're subscribed. It's free. And if you are a channel member, make sure you're still a channel member if you want to be one. It's okay if you can't be. It's fine. But there's been a lot of messing up going on YouTube and on other platforms, and I just want to put that out there that I'm noticing these things when I'm viewing my back office. So just look, that'd be great. But I want to thank each and every one of you for showing up tonight and for being a beautiful component to this community. All of you are angels, and all of you are spreading so much love and light in your residence, in your words. So thank you so much for doing that, because it's helping someone out there that might not have the courage to write or chat with us just yet. But know that your comments, your light is being shined here, not just mine. Please know that. And that all of us are here for a reason, and it's an important one. And buckle up, it's going to suck. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within, be the shoulder, be the lighthouse, sprinkle and seed that truth. Chicken! Buck, buck. Chicken. Dragon. I hope that everybody has a blessed and beautiful day for wherever you are. Please be safe and be seen. Breathe. And thank you guys so much. And I hope to see you guys on Tuesday. Like I said, whenever I get back to work, I don't know. It's still the beginning of the year, and time is an illusion. So just make sure you guys are subscribed so you know when I'm live. And thank you for your support. Freya says meowth. Goodbye. Thank you for supporting her and Little Thor. And I hope to see you guys on the next one.